Hey, we've got somebody very familiar to Ronald, former DPWH Secretary Rogelio Babes Singson. Good afternoon, Secretary. Thanks for joining us here on StoryCon.
Good afternoon, Idol.
Good afternoon sa
Hi,
inyo.
Secretary.
Good afternoon, namin. Good afternoon, Sec Ronald. Sakit sakit taga DPWH ako. Lahat ng naririnig ko sa inyo.
Oo nga, natatakot pa kayo.
Masakit,
Tatanong ko
sir.
sana yun, being a former secretary, ano po nararamdaman nyo? Puro, you're the butt of jokes now.
Oo nga
Dati yung agency, ha?
Yeah, that's why I had to stand up and come out in the open because I feel na meron pa namang magagaling dyan sa DPWH. Nakakapot.
Pero mukhang bakit hindi yata sila naririnig? Or are they pushing, anong nangyayari? Natatabunan sila nung Parang ang tingin kasi ng mga tao, mas marami yung masama. Kasi otherwise, we won't have this scandal in our hands, di ba?
No, what happens there is people get absorbed by the system, no? Pag siyempre, nasa isang distrito, alam nila nangungurakot si ganito, si ganyan. Kami, sali na rin kami riyan. Alam nga naman kayo ng makinabang. So, that I think is what happened here. But as I mentioned, I've been discussing this with the Sec Vince, about what are the immediate things that he can do. I'm happy that he started cleaning house, because sabi ko sa kanya, napakaliwanag naman yan. Sino nag-approve sa district? Sino nag-inspect? Sino nag-bid? Sino nag-inspect? Sino nag-final payment? Lahat yan may paper trail. No? Hindi naman lalabas yung perang walang nag-approve dyan. So, I'm happy that he started sacking people and clearly, many are at fault. Lalong-lalo na sa probinsya ng aking kaibigan na si Joel Villanueva.
Secretary, paano po yan kung hihingi ng unsolicited advice si Secretary Vince Dizon? Dahil medyo parang dami pido, dami pidon situation. Kailangan mo talagang linisin yung institusyon. Paano yun? Yun ang order ng presidente. Yun ang hinihingi ng tao. Yun yung very compelling evidence at this point. Pero at the same time, kailangan mo ipagpatuloy yung mga big-ticket projects. No? Pwede mo bang gawin lang sabay yun? Paano? Kailangan mo linisin Tatanggalin mo yung mga nag-i-implement ng big-ticket projects. No? Pero at the same time, kailangan mo linisin. No?
There are a few things immediately you can do. For example, yung mga projects na ginagawa since 2022, 23, meron pang mga warranty bonds yung iba dyan that are still valid, no? So, kung makita niyang sa laula na yun, hold na yun. Kumpiskain na. No? Kumpiskain na yung bond. No? The other thing is, ako ang itatanong, actually, nagme-meeting naman kami. No? In fact, we'll be meeting very soon about some additional suggestions. No? And hindi lang naman ako, kumukonsulta din sa iba. Especially the other person he officially mentioned was Secretary Ping De Jesus, taga DPWH din. No?
Yes. Yeah. Dati niya kasama sa BCDA.
That's correct. So, ang isa dyan, I wouldn't mind kung may mga projects na hindi pa naumpisahan. I would enter into memorandum of agreement with the LGU, members of the LGU for good governance, and pa-execute ko sa kanila. I'm sure they'll do it cheaper.
Yeah. Pero, Secretary, siyempre yung mga matatanggalan ng budget o matitigil yung mga proyekto, magsasampa ng court ng mga kaso yan sa korte. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ganun kabilis na maisasara yung mga yan, di ba? Dahil magka-counter yan Halimbawa, yung abogado ng Diskaya, nag-threaten na kung makukuha yung kontrata nila, magsasampa sila ng maraming kaso. So,
welcome yun. Tignan natin kung saan sila pupulutin.
Secretary, nakita niyo naman yung mga nabanggit na yung mga MO, yung mga schemes para magkaroon ng corrupt deals diyan sa department.
Yes.
Matagal din kayo nagtrabaho. Sa tingin niyo, gaano katagal na itong mga schemes na to ongoing?
apparent, kasi sa akin maliwanag. Unang-una, maliwanag yung usapan dyan sa Kongreso. I had the good support of Senate President Frank Liron. And I had a very good support of Senate President, House Speaker
Belmonte.
Belmonte. No? So, maliwanag yon. O, ito lang ang programa ko, sabi kong ganon. Pag nagsingit kayo dyan, naglagay kayo ng project na wala dito sa pinag-usapan natin programa, kahit ilagay nyo dyan, hindi ko i-execute. Maliwanag.
May ganun kayong usapan, no budget insertion sa projects?
Wala. Kasi I submitted kay President Noynoy 5 good governance principles kung saan pwede kang nakawan. Unang-una, right project. Is that the right project? May pinagbasihan ba yan? Ano bang studies na ginawa dyan? So, pag insertion yun, wala lahat yun. No? So, hindi right project siya. Pangalawa, right cost. Binid nyo ba ng tama yan? Ano? The only way you can find whether it's a right cost is ibid mo ng tama. Competitive bidding, walang favored contractors. Kahit sino pang contractor, favored contractor ni Ponzo Pilato yan. Hindi ko tatanggapin yan. Mag-participate kayo. Pangatlo, right quality. Ibig sabihin nun, hindi pwede yung ako na yung nag-approve, ako na yung nag-inspect, ako pa yung magtatanggap, ako pa pagbabayad. Where is the check and balance there? So ako nag-engage ako ng third party. At ang mahalaga yung citizens' participation. Kasama simbahan dyan, kasama mga preachers, community leaders. Sabi ko sa kanila, itong project na to, depende sa inyo. Kung sa laula ito, perwisyo kayo. Kung maganda kayong makikinabang, pera ng bayan to. Kaya tulungan nyo kami bantayan yan. No? So, right quality, right on time. Huwag naman yung ghost, may half ghost pa. Alam niyo ba kung ano yung half ghost?
Ano yung half ghost?
Yung half ghost, yung dati nagtapos, taon-taon pinopondo ang the same location.
Half ghost pala yung dating tawag. Dati na pala yung scheme na yon. So malaki palang bagay talaga, Secretary, yung budget insertions sa mga nangyayari ngayon.
Oo, kasi apparently when I talked to Secretary Bonoan before he left, tapusin ko lang, yung panlima is right people. Critical yon yung right people, yung 5 hours na yun.
Okay.
So, ngayon, sabi niya sa akin, kasi tinitignan ko yung GAA at saka NEP, meron diferensya, sabi mo na, round off, 200 billion. But apparently, what happened in 2025, hindi lang yun 200 ang maliwanag na insertion, pati yung regular program nila ng mga 880 billion, tinanggalan ng about 250 billion. So, ang lumabas na insertion, 450.
In relation dyan, Secretary, paano? Sa ngayon kasi, ang nade-demonize itong mga insertions na dapat lamang. Pero ang sabi naman ng mga ilang LGUs na nakausap namin, may problema rin yung NEP dahil hindi daw na sila nakonsulta. Kaya, pag bumapagsak sa proyekto nila, hindi nila alam kung ano itong mga proyektong ito. Lalo na in relation sa flood control. Hindi daw sila nakonsulta nung ginawa yung NEP.
Kaya sa akin, Sec. Ronald, importante yung citizens' participation. And that includes LGU. Pero yung iba naman dyan, denial na lang yun. Dahil for any construction there, maliban lang kung pumupunta sa kumukuha ng building construction permit yan
Actually, Sec, I wanted to take a step back, no? Kasi nga, kanina sa hearing sa House, when they were defending the DPWH budget for next year, na bring up yung question of how do these projects get distributed, right? And if I could just bring up the slide that President Marcos showed, showing, okay, ito yung top 10 most flood-prone provinces versus the provinces that got the most flood control projects. 5 lang yung nag-match. So, ibig sabihin, kalahati ng most number of projects hindi sa provinces that were most flood-prone. What did you think of this? And
I saw that. It's skewed. Walang ibig sabihin yung NOAA flood-prone areas. Hindi tinignan yan. Did not matter. in the determination of where flood projects are concerned. Let me explain. That's why I've always advocated river basin solution. No? Hindi pwede yung political jurisdiction. Kasi yung river basin, from upstream to downstream, hanggang dagat. Pag naglagay ka ng political jurisdiction na dike dito sa gitna, paano yung susunod na ulan? Yung putik at yung ragasan ng tubig nanggaling sa taas, wasak yun. So it has
Secretary, excuse me, ano po yung political jurisdiction?
Political jurisdiction, alimba, yung pinakamahaba, magmula Mountain Province, yung Cagayan River, hanggang Vizcaya, hanggang Isabela. So, pag political jurisdiction, ilang ibig sabihin ko, ilang distrito ang nakasulisik dyan. No? Yung political jurisdiction does not solve flooding. It does not solve that much, I can tell you. Kaya hindi pwede yung hati-hati, dredging dito, dredging dyan, dahil hiningi ni Congressman. Wala sa aking budget yung ganon.
So, dyan, Secretary.
Wait, sorry. Tapusin ko lang yung train of thought. So, in your time, how did you calculate, how did you determine which provinces got what projects? May totoo bang may formula dito?
Walang formula yan, no? Ako, colorless. Alam ni Ronald yan. Wala akong partido dyan. Ang sabi ko lang sa kanila, pag kailangan, yung national roads and bridges, it doesn't matter who is the sitting politician there. Wala akong pakialam dyan. Basta kailangan kong tapusin itong national roads and bridges. Dumating ako dyan. Merong mga bridges na kahoy pa on a national primary road. Paano ka? No? So, pakiusap ko dun sa mga may kulay, huwag niyo akong pakialaman. No? Kung hindi ko matatapos itong programa. So, ngayon, pangalawa, meron kaming yung flood control nga. Kaya dinevelop namin yung master plan. No? Para ganon, meron kang sinusundan. Saan ka mag-uumpisa, saan ka tatapos. No? Ang dredging dyan, nag-uumpisa sa mouth of the river. Hindi pwede sa gitna.
Yeah.
I asked because kanina sa hearings, Yusek Cabral was saying that there is a formula that they used to allocate money towards the provinces that need flood control projects daw. Medyo complicated yung formula kasi, so hindi ko masyado naintindihan. But she was saying...
Hindi talaga natin maintindihan yung formula yun. Confused the enemy ang tawag ko dun.
Well, sa Secretary, in relation sa pinapaliwanag nyo, ang alam ko, Secretary, mas hindi political base or political color yung basihan nyo sa paggawa ng master plan, mas science-based. Dahil meron naman tayong geo-mapping matagal na Meron tayong satellite Nakalagay dyan yung mga flood-prone areas. Ang problema nga ngayon, minsan nga lesser evil pa yung ghost project. Evil pa rin. Pero minsan lesser evil pa kesa dun sa mga maling flood control projects. Dahil yung maling flood control projects, nakakasama talaga dun sa mga natural river basin natin.
Yeah, Sec Ronald, you're talking of current. Nung mag-umpisa kami, before DOST time, wala pa naman yung Project NOAA. No? In fact, it was DPWH district offices who were monitoring the level of flood or level of flow in each river. Kasi pag gumawa kami ng tulay, dapat alamin namin gaano kataas umabot yung tubig na yan. Para yung tulay, tama. No? So, during the time of Secretary ng DOST, we shared information. That's where they started. They took over that because sabi na may satellite na kami, meron na kaming mga more advanced technology that will determine the flow of the river. In fact, now, based on predicted volume of rainfall, they can tell us exactly how high Pasig River, Marikina River will go. So,
Secretary, kausap ko kahapon si Dr. Mahar Lagmay of Project NOAA. Sabi niya sa akin, may isa daw siyang nakitang problema, he's a geologist, nakita daw niya isang problema sa mga karamihan sa mga flood control, puro simento lang daw ng simento. Sabi niya, mas mabuti daw yung mga natural ways
waterways.
of catching the water and allowing it to flow out.
That's
Tama ba
correct.
yung sa analysis niyang yon?
That's
Sabi niya,
correct.
semento kasi pati mga kanal.
Yeah, hindi pwede yon. In fact, we use a lot of coconutting, no, natural vegetation, and of course, what is more important is water impounding, no.
Yes, yun ang sabi niya. Oh.
That's why I have been a very strong advocate of integrated water resources management. Flooding is
Yeah.
just one component of IWRM. Importante, tinatapon natin yung rainfall na yan. Samantalang we have most of our poor people in the various barangays don't have potable source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bulk supply, sustainable bulk supply. Tapos pag tagtuyot, walang irigasyon. Tinapon kasi natin lahat yung tubig.
Yeah.
And to me, let me explain, this is the cycle of destruction brought about by the flooding. Okay. Unang ragasan ng flooding, sinira lahat yung topsoil ng farmlands. Tinaps ngayon sa ilog. Okay. So yung ilog ngayon silted. Ang susunod na ulan, bago nila ma-restore yung productivity ng farmlands, nag-inject ng chemical fertilizer. Okay.
Ah.
Oh, susunod na ulan, yung chemical fertilizer na ang ibinato sa ilog. Okay. So yung chemicals na yan, dalahin yan sa mouths of this river or oceans, then you destroy your fishery resources na. So you just don't impact yung farmlands, but you also impact your fisheries. So ulit-ulit yan. Magkano na yung ginastos natin? Lahat yung ginastos na yan, I will not spend half of it. I could have solved the master plan of our 18 major rivers.
Mahalaga yung sinabi nyo, Secretary, na isang mahalagang component ng flood control is water impounding. So how do we go about it? Halimbawa, ang Japan kasi, meron silang huge cisterns kung saan 70% ng kanilang rainwater na nakukuha nila at nagagamit nila as potable and agricultural water. Tayo, anong gagawin natin? Paano? It takes time to build that. Hindi ba pwede yung Laguna Lake as a natural water impounding?
No, hindi lang. You have 18 major rivers in the country. I'll give you a clear example of what we were able to achieve. Halaur Dam or Halaur River Basin in Iloilo. Because we had very good relationship, magadaling kausap yung mga leaders doon, isang kompas na pagawa. Okay. Ongoing yon. Halaur River Dam, okay, it's a JX or Korean Exim Bank funded. 5 years to construct, ongoing pa, no? But once that's completed, it will produce 28 cubic meters per second. Just to give us an idea of that scale. 28 cubic meters per second is how much Maynilad water distributes to half of Metro Manila. Ganong karami yon.
Wow.
So, 5 years, 15 billion yung cost. So, isang taon, 3 billion lamang. Okay? Magkano yung budget ngayon sa isang taon? 350 billion. Ilang Halaur Dam ang magagawa mo?
But Sec, why wasn't a master plan done years ago? Right? We keep talking, even now we keep talking about master plan.
We completed the master plan. Hindi ko naman inuwi yun, iniwan ko sa DPWH yan. It is there.
Pero
except that the next administration did not touch it.
Pero hindi po na-start during your time. It also wasn't started.
We started. Pasig Marikina is part of the river basin that we worked on. Tignan nyo nga yan, we had to clear the informal settlers.
So nag-start, naumpisahan yung Pasig Marikina, pero hindi na-continue is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Hindi
may
natuloy.
kulang pa yan. Dapat kasi may impounding yan somewhere in San Mateo. No? Unfortunately, hindi tuloy-tuloy. No? Pero may pera naman. Yun ang nakakalungkot dyan.
Again, Secretary, moving forward, anong pwedeng gawin sa NCR? Paano, dito yung pinaka-dramatic, yung mga nakikita nilang flooding. Just last week, Mother Ignacia, lampas tao. No? Ateneo, pinasok ng tubig. Teachers Village na hindi binabaha, binaha. So, yung kasi yung very graphic NCR. So, what can be done here in terms of flood control?
Okay, 5 taon ako dyan sa UP. Hindi ko nadanasan dyan.
Nagbaha.
Forever, no? Nagulat ako dyan. Ang explanation dyan ganito. Dati-dati, maraming open fields yung UP, Ateneo. Okay. Nawala yung mga open fields. Nagkaroon ng konkreto, nagkaroon ng mga high-rise. Lahat yan, ang tubig na bumabagsak sa area yan, regardless of intensity, no? Tinatapon nila sa maliit na drainage ng DPWH sa Katipunan. But we did not design that drainage for them. Kaya lahat dapat sila, our requirement then was each major developer should have their own rainwater collection system.
Catchment.
We have proven that. Fort Bonifacio, we have proven the same scheme in Maisilo, dun sa Rotonda. We have proven that in Blumentritt, Interceptor. So wag naman lang sabihin wala kaming ginawa. Ano? Paano tayong magtuturuan tayo? Gawin na lang nila yung dapat lang gawin.
Sabi ni Dr. Lagmay kahapon sa akin, Secretary, we actually have a law requiring people na mag-impound ng rainwater. Sabi niya, hindi lang daw na-i-implement. So now, ini-encourage niya mga tao. Unang-una, tingnan daw yung flood mapping ng Project NOAA. It's accessible to the public. Pangalawa, kung maaari daw kahit bawat bahay mag-impound ng tubig pag malakas na ulan. Kapag nagsabay-sabay daw na nag-impound yung mga hindi siya babaha. Sabi niya, masasalaw
Correct. Kaya I'm not even an advocate of concreting. No? Ako, yung Fort Bonifacio, if you notice, hindi, maraming kailangan nag-absorb. Hindi pwede yung konkreto ka ng konkreto tapos lahat yan ibabato mo sa drainage ng kalye. Yung drainage ng kalye was designed as the drainage for the street. We did not design those to take the capacity of a subdivision beside it. Kaya nung panahon ko, sabi ko, yung solusyon dyan sa baha, dyan sa Bacoor, Cavite, huwag niyong payagan yung maraming developers dyan to discharge directly all their drainage canals into the highway. Maglagay sila ng water impounding.
Sabi nila, Sec, maganda daw example yung Marikina dahil may partnership yung local government tsaka yung Manila Water. Kaya yung Manila Water ay nag-provide ng water impounding. Kaya itong mga huling mga bagyo ulan, medyo na-minimize yung flooding dun sa flood-prone Marikina City. No?
That's correct.
Yes. So pwede bang gawin yan sa ibang mga syudad?
No? In fact, if I'm not mistaken, yung lowest level ng parking ng SM, pwedeng ilubog yun as additional water impounding. Ganon yung ginagawa sa Japan. Mentioning Japan. Yun yung nakita ko, pinanood namin, in-observe namin, bumaba kami ni Secretary Albert Del Rosario during his time doon sa water impounding that prevents Tokyo from flooding, yung Tsurumi River Flood Control Dam. Ang lalim-lalim nun, 6 stories deep. Nag-elevator pa kami para bumaba doon sa baba.
Sec, you mentioned Bulacan na rin kanina, no? Let's go a little bit deeper into that place.
Okay.
I'm sure you're watching the Senate hearings wherein si DE Henry Alcantara said he admitted negligence, basically. Sabi niya, he has too much paperwork, he relies on the project engineers, there's a presumption of regularity with the projects, which is why he didn't go to the project site to personally check them. What did all of that sound like to you? Help us understand what his role should be here.
District
Ano ba
engineer.
talaga role ng district engineer?
He is in charge of all infrastructure projects in his district. Hindi siya pwedeng magsabi na, I just relied on the approval nung mga sinabmit sa akin. Wala yun. BS yun.
So it's really part of their job to go to each and every one of these projects to inspect
Of course.
it. Okay.
Kung may oras siya nagpupunta sa casino
And yung DE din po yung nagsasign off sa completion report, correct?
That's correct. Completion, acceptance, he should see to it that it is properly done.
And in your time, was Bulacan already problematic?
Problemado in the sense that it has always been flood prone. In fact, may solusyon ako dyan ever since. Kasi Bulacan and Pampanga River actually merged before they reach Manila Bay.
Yeah.
So the solution there is two-pronged. Address mo yung flood waters coming from Pampanga and the flood waters coming from Bulacan River. No? So, may solusyon dyan. Naku, kaya lang ayaw ko na sabihin dahil hindi, nung kinausap ko sila, nagustuhan nila yung suggestion ko na water impounding, ayaw lang nilang paumpisan. Sabi ko, pwede ko bang umpisan yan? Sabi na, oo, gusto namin yan. Maglalagay ako ng water impounding in its congressional district. Ang sabi ko sa kanila, pwede ba gamitin ko yung 10% ng pork barrel nyo? Doon na kami nag-aari.
Wala na. Din.
Punta daw ako kay Presidente. Aray ko.
Do you think
Secretary, recently nagkaroon ng yung really terrible flooding along the NLEX. Ano ba yung nangyari doon?
Hindi
Sabi
makalabas.
kasi ng mga tao ron, hindi naman daw nangyayari dati yun doon sa, NLEX mismo. Pero ngayon, sobra-sobra daw.
Hindi makalabas na yung tubig dahil silted na nga. No? At saka unang-una, kailangan dyan may mga tamang pumping system. No? At a week ago, dumaan ako sa Maysilo, no? Doon sa Mandaluyong. Never flooded after we were able to put the huge drainage under San Francisco street that leads to Makati Avenue, yung Makati Bridge. Nung iniikot ko, nagulat ako, bakit baha dito? So pagdating ko doon sa dulo ng San Francisco, the reason why it was flooded, hindi umaandar yung pumping station. Unfortunately, hati ngayon yan because all the pumping stations in Metro Manila are under the jurisdiction, maintenance, and operations of
MMDA.
MMDA. Kinuha ni Senator Tolentino yan. Wala sa amin. Wala sa DPWH.
Secretary, more than a year ago, nandun kayo dun sa hearing sa Pampanga tungkol dun sa kanilang flood control. Kasama niyo yung presidente. Binanatan ng presidente yung mga kongresista at saka politiko ron dun sa kanilang framework sa flood control. Nagulat nga ako na alam pala ng presidente yung mga usapin sa flood control. Lumabas ng isang issue ron, yung possibility ng a water department. Is that still as a viable suggestion o ako na yan, under na yan ng DPWH?
Nawala ako.
Kasi ang nangyari dyan, in fairness, nanghingi si Presidente ng briefing on the water sector. No? So I suggested to him that the program of the national government should be integrated water resources management. Hindi pa dredging. Walang pupuntahan yan, sabi ko sa kanya. So water impounding is the solution. No? So because I heard him in his initial or first SONA, he already suggested the Department of Water Resources. When I left the DPWH, it was one of our suggestions. Why? There are more than 30 line agencies involved in the water sector.
30?
So, 30 according to NEDA. Andyan ang NIA, DPWH, DA, DNR, MWSS, LUWA, you name it. Saan napunta lahat yung perang yan? Overhead lahat, wala sa projects. Nung lumabas yung pera sa projects, hindi naman tama yung projects. O di saan tayo pupulutin yan?
Sec,
it's very frustrating. Can you feel my frustration?
Yes, we can feel your frustration. Let's talk about the contractors a little bit, no? So, At this point, everyone knows that the Diskaya companies are, at least 2 or 3 of their companies are in the top 15 list of President Marcos's list of contractors. No, but today the Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism, or PCIJ, also put out a report tracing how far back the St. Gerard construction went, right? And I'm sorry to point out, but actually even during your years, nandiyan na yung St. Gerard as one of top 10 contractors. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7 sila in the list of top 10 contractors during the Aquino administration. This is
Right.
President Noy. What can you tell us about this? What do you know about this?
Well, at that time, in fact, I had to trace back. No, at one point they were blacklisted.
2020.
No. During my time, there was a period that they were blacklisted, and then because of tax, yung mga payment of taxes and incorrect declarations. No? But then, eventually, they were on the request. We lifted the blacklisting. No? So, if you try to trace back, hindi ko makita. Most of these are not, or the big chunks are not flood control. Mga kalye ito. Yeah. So, anyway, after the blacklisting was lifted, that was sometime March. So, nag-participate na uli sila for bidding in the 2016-2017 budget. Hindi ko na inabutan yung mga yon.
This is sometime, so the blacklist was lifted sometime around March 2016 or 2017.
That's correct. That's correct. So they were not able to get awards from, I think, November 2015 to March of 2016. So they again submitted and participated in the biddings under the 2016-2017 budget.
Because by 2016, July 2016 to December 2017, the first year of the Duterte administration, they became number 1 on the list. We also have that chart. The top contractors in the first year of the Duterte administration. This is courtesy of PCIJ. St. Gerard was already number 1 and cornered at least 12.3 billion pesos in contracts. But at that time, in your time, who was running St. Gerard?
I believe it was the husband.
Si Curly Diskaya.
Ano, Joselito ba yan, ang first name?
Yeah, that's Curly. Yeah.
Curly. Hindi ko alam kung sino si St. Gerard. Sec Ronald, i-research mo nga. Kasi ang research kong nakakita St. Gerard is the patron saint of those falsely accused.
Pasensya na, Secretary, hindi ako Arneo o Lasal.
Natawa ako na nakita ko yun.
So, hindi nyo masyado kilala at that point?
No, I never met them. No, because I don't socialize with them. My policy was I don't accept dinners. I don't accept invitations from contractors. If you want to see me, meet with me, pumunta kayo sa opisina. Andun ako ng alas 8, pero don't even try inviting me.
Outside.
Never.
Sec, baka patron saint. Secretary, baka patron saint ni Senator Joel Villanueva yun.
Secretary, nakikita natin ngayon, this is a scandal over flood control, ano? Yeah. Sa tingin nyo, kailangan din nating tingnan yung mga road projects, bridges. Kasi yun ang sinasabi naman na iba, hindi lang yung flood control. Tignan nyo yung mga kalye natin.
Yeah, I can imagine. Kung nag-umpisa na yan, all over the place, you will not be surprised to see, again, all of the anomalies popping up. 5 lang yun eh. Right project pa yan. Anong pinagpasiyan? Right cost pa yan. Ibid mo lang ng tama. Right quality. Huwag naman kayo magbabantay dyan. Pang-apat, yung right on time. Ang pang-5, right people. Alam ni Secro, nagtanggal ako ng 20% when I came in. Easily 20%. Sinabi nila, Oh, I had to change the culture of the organization. Kaya sabi ko kay Vince, huwag kang matakot. Ginawa ko na dati yan.
Pero hindi ba sila civil service eligible?
Ay,
Di ba
wala
you have
akong
to remove them for
pakialam
cost?
Wala akong pakialam doon.
Parang it's emerging now. The one positive thing that's come out of this is people are realizing just how deep the problem goes, the systemic rot. Kasi I think most people think, oh, yung pinaka-corrupt agencies would always be BIR, BOC. Those are the most problematic, right? What we're seeing is like...
Tatlo kami nagko-contest dyan.
Tatlo.
BIR, Customs, DPWH.
Yeah.
Ngayon, now we know. We know.
Pero nung panahon
yung Congress.
Nung panahon ko, natanggal kami doon, ha? May pumalit sa amin.
Congress.
Secretary, paano lumalabas ngayon yung proposal ni Senator Ping Lacson, proposal ni Senator Soto, Kiko Pangilinan, at ngayon sinasang-ayunan ni Presidente at saka ni Vince Dizon itong Independent Investigation Commission, no? Kung kayo ang pipili, saan niyo kukunin yan in a situation na systemic yung corruption? At the same time, yung ilalagay niyo diyan, yung nauunawaan niyo nangyayari.
Dapat independent, no? Ako, kung kukuha ako dyan, mga babaeng matatapang. Ang dami.
Ibig sabihin, lalaking matatapang, hindi pwede.
Kasi may for the boys, di ba? Yung tinatawag nilang for the
Oh,
boys.
yeah, the person at the heart of this scandal is a woman. Wow.
Wala akong sinasabi dyan.
Well, I don't know if that's, alam mo, Ami, that's debatable because that's the point I was gonna get to, because it feels at this point that they're gonna, parang a lot of people are starting to finger point and the blame is being put all on DPWH or the contractors. And one thing I wanted to find out from you was, for example, we've interviewed a few congressmen who all say, oh, no, walang coordination sa amin yan locally. Yung DPWH, they just do whatever projects they want sa district namin, hindi ka niko-coordinate sa amin. How realistic is this? How possible is this?
Not true.
Sabi na nga niya, nag-umpisa sa budget insertion eh.
Yeah. No,
Budget insertion.
Ang proseso kasi dyan, before any project is put in the NEP, yung mga district engineers discuss with the local officials kung ano yung importanteng project sa kanila. 4 na lang yan, National roads and bridges, widening ng mga national roads, or tapos yung tinatawag nating flood management, Saan ba sa mga national roads natin ang flood prone para maayos, Pangatlo, yung convergence. Ang nakakagulat, yung panahon ko, ang convergence, ibig sabihin yan, merong kalye na kaming itatayong national road papunta sa mga tourism destinations na in-identify ni Secretary Mon Jimenez. Yung saan magtatayo ng airport, seaports, kasi barangay roads yung kuminsan ng papunta ron. Paano makakapasok ng container vans? So, yun ang mga convergence. Ngayon, nasingitan ng convergence. Ang pangalan nila, flood mitigation projects. Hindi sa flood control, nasa convergence.
But coming back to my point, so hindi talaga posible for DPWH just go ahead and start excavating without clearance or at least pasabi man lang, timbre man lang sa local officials, correct?
Oh, meron kang construction permit eh. So sino mag-i-issue ng di barangay at saka mayor?
One recent example, Sec, is Quezon City, for example. Si Mayor Joey Belmonte mismo nagsabi, out of 254 flood control projects, they
walang permit.
Only issued 2
Walang permit
for clearance. So so then the ball is thrown back into the court of the DPWH.
Tama yun. It is the responsibility of the district engineer, district office, to make sure that all the contractors comply with these requirements. shortcut kaagad. Ibig sabihin, gustong tapusin ng kubrahan kaagad.
Pero Secretary, nakita ko nung panahon ni Napoles, si Napoles yung linchpin Siya yung fulcrum. Siya yung
Hindi na kailangan.
Hindi, noon, nung panahon natin, siya yung nagpuput things together. Yung mga congressmen, yung mga LGU, yung DPWH, yung media, pati media Hawak ni Napoles Ngayon ba ginagawa ng mga contract? Sino yung linchpin ngayon? Sino yung fulcrum? Sino yung tumatahi sa lahat ng ito? Sino yung head ng sindikato?
Yung naghahanda ng budget.
So, gobyerno.
Budget talaga.
Gobyerno.
Budget. Wala siya dito
Napoles, may middleman pa, makikisosyo pa yun. Tayo-tayo na lang.
At saka, yung mga contractor ngayon katulad ni Napoles, politiko na rin
Nananalo na.
Oo nga. Hindi, Secretary, paano yung hindi ba meron kayong mga criteria for accrediting? Puro lang ba yung PICAB ang nag-accredit ng contractor? Ang pagkaintindi ko dati, it has to be the DPWH, di ba? Ano na ba sistema ngayon?
No, the PICAB just gives a certification kung anong
Kung pwede mag-bid.
At saka anong category. Hindi naman kahit anong lisensya, pwede kang mag-bid ng 5 billion.
Yeah.
Hindi pwede yun. Kaya doon pa lang, violation ka agad How can a 250,000 build-up capital have 6 billion worth of projects? Mabubulunan naman siguro yun, no? At tapos sasabihin ni Diskaya, I have 200 engineers for 400 plus projects nationwide. I work in an engineering company. Mas marami. Nagulat ako. Kinantsawan ko yung mga kasamahan ko sa EDCO. Mas marami pala tayong engineers kaysa sa kanila, pero laki ng projects nila.
That's what's...
Cannot be. In other words, each project requires a project engineer, resident engineer. No? Hindi lang yon, merong inspector, meron. So hindi pwedeng ganong karami ang projects at ganong kakonti ang engineers.
Yun na nga that's the other thing that's coming out, Sec.
The other one that is very glaring is the model of subcontracting. Sa akin, bawal yung subcontracting as a business model. Kung ikaw ang nanalo, I want to see your equipment, I want to see your personnel on ground, pati equipment mo, pati resibo mo. Hindi pwede yung may nanalo, tapos isa subcontract niya kung sinong gustong kumuha at 70% less the awarded price. Hindi pwede yun.
Oo nga That's the other thing that's coming out through these hearings, no, Sec? Pati sa PCAB, maraming problema. There's a lot of corruption. Okay, we have to leave the conversation there for now. We've run out of time, but thank you so much for talking to us candidly today, former Public Works Secretary Rogelio Babe Singson.
Maraming salamat, Secretary.